Hello, my name is Carlos Betancourt, and I'm going to present my findings into the Adelide Oval redevelopment project. The project is meant to be well analyzed and evaluated along with the knowledge of the procurement and contractual risk that the project of these dimensions can get to acquire. Um, for like at the beginning, the famous Adelide Oval received a significant renovation to become a world-class athletic venue. The Oval, which is primarily a cricket and football venue, was able to host 4 matches at the 2015 ICC Cricket World Cup. Um, then the state government committed to the further redeveloping the stadium in the late 2009 with an investment of 535 million Australian dollars. The redevelopment project involved the construction of 2 additional grandstands assigned as individual pavilions, corporate and player facilities. The project objectives we could say that were not accomplished as there were some issues in the procurement process as overcost of the project, the rough structure, the financial problems, a lot of corruption, political interests, and poor management. As we know, the main objectives of this project were to develop a close working relationship with the wider project team collective, maintain high levels of customer satisfaction through all project phases, implement work method statements to suit the project breakdown, eliminate the creation of defects by implementing effective management systems based on a get it right the first time approach, and deliver the project on time, meeting the agreed client requirements, as well as reducing and where practicable, eliminate the occurrence of cost of errors and waste. Some of the monitoring and controlling findings that we looked were the reports were used by the DPTI and the PCG, where physical progress was followed along with the financial issues and the critical issues that could affect the progress with the project. Fundings were controlled through the deed of the grant, and financial systems were meant to control the expenditures and to record them, but it was not accomplished. Um, in, as we know, the effectiveness of the project plan should be monitored with procurement implementing a method to perform supply performance management. This could be done by tools like Jira RMSys, requirement management, or the metric system solution supply performance management. As well, some of the procurement management plan could have been managed that the manager needed to be more aware of the possible problems and search for possible solutions in order to uh, develop a better management and procurement process. Um, at the same time, in how Geddes said in 2005, if a partnership is successful, then there should be an impact on the decision-making process or operational process of the individual partners. Uh, the conformance to requirements and outcomes of the PPP should be part of the performance measures for the project management manager and the procurement manager and their respective teams. Risk management plan, the PPP model adopted to deliver the project and underlying contractual agreements, which have been transferred significant risk associated with the project among the difficulties found in the Adelide project remodelation. Um, as we know, like there were some risk management things that we could find. Some of them could be the cost escalation, the non-communication, the lack of control, contamination, political risk, corruption, environmental issues, and technological issues. For that reason, we could say that we could give some recommendations into the procurement management plan, the contract management plan, the risk management plan, and give some recommendation as well for the mitigation management plan. For the procurement management plan, it contains the procedures of purchase or contracting of products or services, the recommendations for an acquire management of acquisitions according to the PIN book is to manage by the four processes that interact with each other and with other areas of knowledge. The procurement management plan in Adelide Oval should have ensured that the supply performance will meet the contractual requirements and that the acquirer will act by the terms of the contract. On the other hand, the process also reviews and documents what a supplier performance has been or had been based on the contract and the corrective actions established. The contract management plan is not only limited to the initial phase of negotiation and signature of the same. The recommendations for all stages that constitute the life cycle of a project are to acquire management and continuously revision of the initial contract as the Adelaide Oval. The first governance review highlighted to strengthen and refocus the governance framework and develop refreshed business cases for the new stadium in the city. It also said that the initial specifications needed to be reviewed and adapted for new opportunities and improvements. Likewise, conflicts between the parties are never exempt, and each process payments and costs should be properly managed if the agreed objectives are to be achieved. To mitigate cost escalations in the further projects, it is advisable to prepare a business plan. This tool also allows a project manager to review the plan repeatedly and have a better control of the risk. If the project is behind schedule, the activities of the critical path can be crashed to reduce the time. When the project has political risk, there is no way to mitigate it because there is an external threat. But instead, the project management manager can make it more transparent and have a permanent control to review and update any change that can be made into the process. As Wisoki said, every change has a significant change. Every risk might become an important and ensure the success of any project. It's essential to control and mitigate by informing the governance committee or the PMO um, of the register plan, risk register plan. Sorry. As a conclusion that I can give, yeah, I could say that the Adelaide Oval Stadium, it's a miracle. It's a magnificent project developed in South Australia, and it's a reference as well of how not to develop a big project without good procurement and management processes. The poor development of the structure, the bad management communication, overcost, corruption, political issues, wrong delivery days, and the fact that the project life cycle was not being followed um, delivered a project with many issues and many whys until nowadays. The report of the General Auditor of South Australia, which I based my current work and the previous one, was really complete and gave an idea of which were the most common mistakes developed over the project and how they could have been solved if the procurement process would have been followed as the PIN book or Prince says through the life cycle. Thank you. This is my bibliography and see you soon.